Hey guys, pardon the innovations here, I'm painting, but I want to get a video up ASAP about this really awesome new release here. Blam! Keep It Movin' by Real Live from Slice of Spice Records. Pretty new release, it's not brand new, it took me a little while to get it, but basically new release, still available, still in print, new, right here. One of the most awesome, just on a pure physical level, releases almost ever. A really cool shaped picture disc right here. I've done a video on picture disc and shaped picture disc before. Well, here's another one. Shaped picture disc, because this is a record. It's made to look like a giant DAT tape because it's actually the recording came from a sort of a lost DAT tape, and so here we go. That's how they made the record. Comes in a clear plastic case, which also has its own real life. I don't know how we can see it there. Maybe if I put like a little see real life sticker on it. So that comes with a sticker cover. And inside, it's a shaped picture disc. Blam, Real Live. So that's the hole. That's the circle the grooves play on. It is two-sided. Here's the back. Both sides play. It's the vocal track on one side and the TV track on the other, which is not as desirable as an instrumental proper because the difference being it's basically the instrumental version, but it has the backup vocals. So it doesn't have the main vocals, it's not the full song, but it has sort of the interstitial background vocals. If someone goes, yeah, stuff like that in the background, that's on here. So it kind of too cluttered to really be a nice instrumental, but it's not the full song either. Now, one thing that's interesting about this release, besides sort of the novelty value of its appearance, is that this was scheduled to be released a couple years ago as the B-side to a, at the time, unreleased LL Cool J song, also produced by K-Def. K-Def is the producer of Real Live. And in fact, it's worth noting, I mean, K-Def produced a lot of groups like World Renowned, Sabi, and stuff like this, but Real Live was his group. Like, the members of Real Live is Larry-O and K-Def. That's the one he's in. Sort of like Easy Mo Bee is in Riff. You know, he produced for everybody, but Riff is his group. Real Live is his group. That's K-Def and Larry-O. And so anyway, a couple years ago on some weird label like Groovelicious or something like that, was going to release, had made a deal with K-Def. They were putting out some of his stuff. And one of the releases was unreleased LL Cool J song Year of the Hip Hop as the A-side. And then the B-side was Real Live Keep On. And now Slice of Spice, of course, picked up Year of the Hip Hop, and in fact, here it is. So I've already done a video on this one, but here it is again. LL Cool J's Year of the Hip Hop, produced by K-Def, of course. And again, it's the vocal track on the one side and the TV track on the B side. But so Keep On was not included on this. I mean, one thing you could say about this is that it's a little bit disappointing that the original release was going to be a 12-inch and this is a 10-inch, so it's a little bit of a downgrade. Certainly Slice of Spice made an awesome, pressing. It's really high quality vinyl. It's a really cool picture cover. If you're lucky, you got one of the early editions, which was a limited orange vinyl. But even if you got this more standard black, still a really awesome hand numbered vinyl, great remastered quality. So Slice of Spice really did it, but it still feels like a bit of a downgrade from the 12-inch. This is an upgrade, I would say, from a 12-inch. This is something pretty special. And so after Slice of Spice rescued that LL Cool J song, it had everybody asking, well, what about that Real Live song that was on the B-side? So this is the title is slightly different. It was Keep On, now it's Keep On Movin'. Certainly if you listen to the song, Keep On Movin' sounds like a more appropriate full title. And this was recorded originally, the original song, in 1996. Now, if you remember, Real Live came out in, I want to say 94, I'm pretty positive 94, and they basically only had one album and two singles off of that album. They had Real Live Shit was the big one, and then they released it again as a remix with Ghostface Killah and all that, and then they had the Turnaround, which was actually the title track to the album, and they also did a cool remix for that, which featured Tragedy and CNN. So they basically, though, only ever released that one album and those two singles. Larry-O went on, he appeared on the Symphony Redux on the Marley Marl album and stuff like that. I think maybe he did a couple other appearances here and there. But basically, as a unit, and obviously K-Def went on to have a huge production career, but as a unit, that was all they'd really done. Now there's sort of an infamous lost second Real Live album that was never completed. So it's not going to come out because it wasn't even finished recording it. Although I have heard that because Slice of Spice is working completely regularly with K-Def. I mean, they've been putting out his instrumental albums and, you know, his projects with World Renown and obviously LL Cool J and K-Def and all this other stuff. So they have a steady relationship with him. So they have talked about, you know, maybe rescuing a few songs that were recorded for that and releasing that as maybe some sort of EP or something. But basically, that album, which would have been like 2000 or something, that was a later thing anyway, and that never happened. So this came out in 1996, which would put it right sort of damn in the middle of the turnaround album again, like 94. And again, Real Life hardly did much else at all. They had those two singles. I mean, they had like one soundtrack song, which was on, oh, I don't remember. I remember it had sort of like yellowy, orangey cover, so maybe like Sunset Park or High School High, one of those soundtrack movies. And they had a song on there, but basically that was it. They came and disappeared really quickly. But it makes you wonder what it was recorded for, because it's a very personal song. You know, it doesn't feel like a quick one-off, you know, hey, I'll just kick a freestyle, you throw over a beat kind of thing. I mean, it's very lushly produced, as is sort of kind of signature for Larry O, very sample-heavy, you know, kind of rich song, which is good, because, I mean, you wouldn't want to do like a really kind of fancy special release, you know, of a single song like this and just have it be a quick sort of, you know, half-assed studio session. You know, you want it to be a really solid, impressive song for a release like that. And it is, but it's then much more than the instrumental. It's a very personal song lyrically. I mean, I don't know anything about Larry O's personal life, but it certainly sounds like he's just talking about, his real girlfriend or ex-wife or whatever it is, and his real personal story. Maybe it's not true at all, in which case it's just a testament to Larry's writing. But I assume it's real. It certainly sounds real. And it's basically, I mean, Keep On Moving, he's basically sort of a diss at his, you know, what do you say, ex-wife or girlfriend, telling her, you know, get lost, keep on moving, where he's talking about, you know, oh, how she's being selfish, how she's not taking care of his son right, stuff like that, and their family. So, I mean, it's a pretty serious personal song. And it's not like, you know, Truly Yours by Kool G Rap or sort of jokey or sort of extreme. Like, it feels very real and very earnest. And interestingly, actually, if you really pay attention to the song, you know, at one point he sort of talks about like how he cheated on her and stuff. So it just makes you think, like, if you actually knew the story objectively, maybe you wouldn't even take Larry's side. Like, maybe he's actually in the wrong on this. But regardless, it just sounds like a very real song. It's definitely very written, carefully crafted. You know, someone cared about the song, took some time on it. It's not like it's just a quick, oh, yo, here we go kind of song. So I do wonder then what it was for, if not a second Real Live album. I mean, maybe there was. Maybe they intended to do something in '96, and then when they sort of realized they weren't signed, they didn't do an album until 2000, so maybe that's what it's from. But anyway, sort of an interesting anomaly, both for the sheer physicality of it and the actual novelty of the release, but then also the song itself, how it just sort of exists out there on its own. So yeah, of course I'm going to play a clip of this. You know, I've just been waiting for this to arrive in the mail so I can finally get a video ad on it. You know, a really compelling track, another excellent K-Def production, compelling song. And you know, after really being teased with that LL Cool J release, and where's that lost Real Live song, Keep On, what is it, you know, and where did it go? It's finally cool to finally get it.
It's all the shit is, you get this paper in 9-6. It's talk that you fucking got me thinking you's a trick. Used to be thick, slick, hands me down. I met you in the Donna District, shopping around, looking down. This Coke Jones got you looking funny. I reminisce when you was pretty like money. I used to treat you like a queen. You put it on, look at me. Got trapped in the quest for green and became a fiend. You would've thought I was slick while you was scraping my brakes. Who you think you fucking with? This is the iceberg slip. Composite weak flipping, keeping hookers on my dick. Here's your walking papers, boo. Time to cease the conflict. The party's over, but I'ma still be on your heels, bitch. You probably snitched the sight of you make me sick. Reminiscing when your presence used to be soothing. Since I don't pat on my nose, that ass I keep moving. A breathtaking presence used to be soothing. Tear the pillar, nigga, short man, niggas using. A breathtaking presence used to be soothing. A breathtaking presence used to be soothing. Tear the pillar, nigga, short man, niggas using. A breathtaking presence used to be soothing.
So that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.